Hello! How to run Linux on Apple macOS. So let's imagine that we would like to run Fedora Workstation latest edition, so 37 at the moment, in our Apple Macintosh. First of all, you need to choose the flavor, for example Workstation. You can choose server if you are familiar with command line, and then select the ISO file. In my case, I have Apple Silicon, so let me download the latest ARM that is called Arch. Complicated stuff. Never mind. If you still are on the Apple Intel, you need to choose the x86 edition. This is going to take a while because the ISO file, as you can see, is nearly 2 GB, so it depends by the connection speed for the download. The URL is getfedora.org, and there are a lot of different type of release. I choose the Workstation, there is a server one, and other stuff. The Workstation obviously have a GUI, so the graphical user interface. The server one is more stripped down, it has only the command line, and is more suitable for the expert user. Once the file is downloaded, we could move to the next step. Cool! Finally, we have a file in our drive. As you can see, this is an ISO file, so typically used for DVD, and this is a 2 GB file. Next step is to use one feature of our processor that is called virtualization to actually split resources between macOS and Linux. I'm using VMware Fusion. There are other popular software, for example Parallel, but I really like this software. And it's quite famous, and VMware company is famous exactly for this type of product. So let's move on to creating a new virtual machine. A virtual machine is a space where you can divide the resources between our Macintosh and the Linux. Let me select the file and hit open. Cool. Now it's super easy. It already detected all the settings that we need for our Linux. As you can see, it assigned 20 GB of RAM and 2 GB of memory. Actually, I would like to customize these settings, so let me customize where to save the images as well also the processor and resources. I have a pretty powerful machine, so I could assign between 1 and 8 processor. Let me select 4, and also let me double the amount of RAM because I have plenty of memory. I can give 4 GB. There are 16 available in my machine. Okay, cool. Now let me start the virtual machine. As you can see, there is this lovely boot selection. I can choose to test the ISO or start the live version. The live version is literally an operating system that we can use from the CD-ROM. It's actually not saving any file on our hard drive. It's good if we would like to test our operating system before deciding to install or not. This is actually the real speed in my Workstation. It's not taking longer. I'm really surprised by the quality of this virtualization system. And because I'm using the ARM, so the native version, the operating system look and feel like a native version. So let me select install to a hard drive. If I'm selecting try Fedora, I'm going to start to use the browser and all the program like a real operating system. Okay, cool. Let's start the process. It's super easy. I could choose the languages. As you can see, the list is very long. Let me select English from US and move to the next step. Actually, there are not a lot of steps. As you can see, keyboard and time zone is already selected, so I need only to choose in which way I would like to assign the hard drive. So I'm going to keep as automatic because I don't want to do any customization. So let me hit done, and actually I'm already ready to install the operating system. Cool! As you can see, now the setup process is taking care of installing all the requirement files, and this might take some time. So to be honest with you, I am speeding up a little bit the video. We don't need to do anything rather than waiting this progress bar to reach out the end of the process. As you can see, there is this lovely progress bar that is slowly advancing. So start from 0 and we are going to reach out 100. Under the hood, Linux is installing all the necessary components of the base operating system, so the kernel, the base library, and everything that need to be for running a full operating system with a graphic user interface. Is going to take more or less 5 GB on your drive, but everything is automatic. And we assigned a space of 20 GB, so please make sure you have enough space on your hard drive. As you can see, it's already finished the copy of a file in our hard drive. Now it's taking care of the bootloader. The bootloader is the software that actually starts our operating system. It's the software that is executed when the operating system actually when we turn on our computer before being able to launch our favorite softwares. Okay, the progress bar is done. We can hit the finish installation button and we are ready to go. Well, so nothing happened. What we should do? Restart our virtual machine. Here we go, like a real computer. Let's hit restart and let's wait. Done. We actually already finished. Our Linux operating system is a Linux virtual machine is running on our Macintosh. So now every time we would like to run the software, we just need to enter in VMware and press the play button and everything will be ready to go. Well, there is another things. We need to do the getting started process. This is super easy. As you can see, is asking some information about our privacy. If we would like to enable some third-party repository, these are very useful for some library, for example, decoding of video, that actually are not sharing the open source licenses, so need to be stored in a separate archive. Okay, you can connect some online account, but most important, you need to set up a user, in my case, Luca, and a password to enter. Well, you can enter very easy password, but this is going to give you like a red mark. So I really suggest you to think for a moment, enter a good password, one that is easy to remember, but also is strong enough to guarantee your privacy. Cool. Now I got a green bar. Everything is done. We can take the first tour in our new desktop. As you can see, is using GNOME 43. That is the latest edition of this graphical user interface. Everything looks very smooth and very modern. As you can see, this is a simple tool that helps us to guide on the new features. Wow, they are the new interesting things, and everything is done and we are ready to go. So we can take a tour or explore by ourselves. So activities is the main button that you are going to use for accessing all the application. For example, let's say that we would like to open our browser. It comes with the latest edition of Firefox. Also, Firefox has this onboard process right now that you need to skip the tour and is only sharing with you some interesting feature. I really like the Firefox project because it changed a lot, and actually they are doing most of the contribution by volunteers. Let me take a look what version exactly we are running. I think that is the latest one. So let me take a look on the help about Firefox. We are running version 106. Yay! Pretty recent. Another button that you are going to use a lot is this one on the right, that is accessing the setting of our system. As you can see, we are running Fedora 37, and this is the latest edition. It already detected our VMware operating system, and everything seems so smooth. As you can see, with the real performance on my machine. And done. We are ready to start our fun. Yay! Hey, wait a minute. How can I turn on and off our system? Well, easy. Same button on the right, you power off the system. This is literally turning off the virtual machine, and as you can see, it looks like a real computer that is actually shutting down. We can close our system, so next time that we would like to execute, we just need to go to File, Recent File, and actually execute our Linux machine. The process is going to be very fast this time because we already did the onboard and is asking for username and password. So in a blink of an eye, our Linux is started. Here we go. You already know that it's Luca. Let me enter the password, and I will be ready to see my desktop inside my Linux machine. Now I can use the terminal, open some file, do whatever I want. So for example, this is the real speed on my machine. Here we go, we are in the home directory, and I'm ready to start my journey. Yay!